Good morning. We are live. I
How's
was
it going
listening
up
to
there in Murphy, North Carolina?
it is really beautiful. No leaves on the trees really, and temperatures in the 20s and 30s. It's gonna hit the teens in a little bit. So yeah, it's exciting. I think I can withstand any temperature so long as it's clear outside. It's when it's dark and foggy and wet that freaks me out. That's my scary combination. But other than that, fabulous. How are you doing?
Doing great, doing great. Uh, it's been quite fall-like here in Florida too. It's even been down into the 50s. Ooh.
Ooh. Yes, I have seen the posts of people going, "Oh my God, it's in the 50s. What am I going to do?" And I will tell you that in the 50s, I would bundle up my children like it was a Wisconsin winter. But here it's different. I don't know why. It must have to do with the humidity, but it feels different. My kids are going to school in t-shirts and shorts, even when it's in the 30s and 40s. And they're like, "It's warm inside, Mom. It doesn't matter. It's just a quick run from the car to the, building." So they are acclimating way better than I am. That's for
Perfect. That's a rather plain cup. Is there something on the other side?
other than my lipstick. Yes. It says Magnolia. It's very demure, it's Thanksgiving's coming
Demure.
up. Yeah. It's very earthy. Um,
Hmm.
I was gonna tell you something else. Now I forgot. Ay, ay, ay. Oh, I was gonna say that I discovered. So my studio space is actually in the basement, but like it's a ground level basement. It's not underground, so it's not like dark. It's very well lit. Lots of beautiful natural light, but it is a basement. So, concrete floors, concrete walls, that sort of thing. And my landlord, Mary Jo, shout out Mary Jo, has this beautiful, like indoor chimenea. And the heat that thing puts out, I'm like, oh my God, this is amazing. So it will
That's a
literally
fireplace for anybody who doesn't know chimenea.
yeah, but it's like a propane fireplace. But it's so amazing to me because the heat comes out like so subtle, but within 15 minutes, it's gone up 15 degrees in the room. I didn't know that was like such a efficient heating source. It's amazing. And it goes through and it heats up the rest of the house. So anyway, not to belabor all of our conversations on weather and temperature, but I guess this is the age we're at now. But yeah, I'm enjoying it. I'm enjoying
Bird
all
watching, weather talking.
tree talking.
So, um, on a more spiritual realm here, last night we had our chakra balancing class, and I added in something new. We were doing sacred geometry last night, which for the participants was a completely new topic. And but the fun thing, like, this is how we were talking about this a little bit off screen too, how like everybody thinks nobody is that spiritual, but really everybody is. And so instead of teaching them like what the different sacred geometries were about, we were working with the platonic solids. I had them first because I had little crystal ones of each, red jasper tetrahedron and all of that. So I'm like, just hold on to it, breathe with it for a few minutes, and see what comes to you. And we did this for all 7 pieces that I had. Well, 5 platonic solids, a sphere, and a Merkaba. And just in case anybody's out there going, there's only 5 platonic solids. So anyway,
I don't know that you're gonna get that many fact checkers on this channel, but okay.
right. So, but what was so cool was, I had them hold each of them, just write down what came to them. And when we went back and they shared what came to them, and then when I told them what it was about, like every single one, they were spot on. And these are like newbies. Like they were shocked and amazed at their own abilities. But, it really goes back to, and I say this all the time, like we're here to remember, like we already know all of this. We are just in the remembering process. And
Yeah, and quieting down long enough to remember,
yeah,
I've had
exactly.
so many conversations with people where we meet, we're strangers, and it's like the I see you, you see me, and then we both kind of look little left, little right, and then the other person says like, I know this is going to sound crazy, but, and then they say something that I'm like, oh no, that's not crazy at all. Like, yes, that happens. I've heard of that. That sounds good. It happens to me, whatever it is. And so to your point, everybody thinks that they're the crazy one, that, oh, did I really hear that? Did I really smell that? Did I really feel that? Yeah, you did. And it's happening to everybody all at the same time. So yeah, you're not alone. That's for sure.
Yes, definitely. And this is part of, the desire, the motivation to create community so that we can all share these things, because truly everybody thinks they're the only one, and they're not the only one. And if people just spoke up more, like everybody would realize, and we'd get through this faster. So come on, people, share. I would say, like, one of my favorite memes, I haven't seen it in a while. I'm sure it's going to pop up on my feed now, but let your weirdo light shine bright so all the other weirdos can find you. But I think almost everybody's a weirdo. They're just afraid to share that they are.
I'll tell you something encouraging. Yesterday I met with someone who does like interior security, like your alarm system and fire alarm and all of that. And I was asking about how sensitive is the fire alarm? Like if I sage, is, are the cops going to come, whatever. And he goes, well, your alarm is, in the corner. And so I know when you sage, you have to go into the corners. And so, just when you do that, make sure that you're mindful and it shouldn't set it off and whatever. But I couldn't even hear what he said because I was like, oh my gosh, he knows about the corners. Like, this is so I was like, wow, he knows about, I'm like, okay, go on, tell me more, like, and I don't know if that's his own personal practice or he just gets this question a lot, in his business of fire alarms. But either way, it's encouraging. Like it's really, I don't know. I was so happy to see that acknowledgement in another person that they're like, oh yeah, because when you sage, you have to do XYZ. And so when you do that, he just went in and I was like, oh my God, that's so cool. I love it. So yeah, it's not going to be crazy for long. Like I think that term is going to phase out pretty darn soon.
Yep. So our topic today is, how do you incorporate music or chanting into your spiritual practice? Miss sound bath person over there, talk to us.
Sound and music are really a big part of my practice altogether. When I have my little morning ritual, there's a particular playlist. I wonder if my playlists are public. I don't know. I'd have to check that. But on YouTube, I have probably 10 different playlists for 10 different things, but each one helps me focus and drop in a different way. And definitely playing the instruments, which I wish I could show you what an enormous, actually, I don't want to show you what an enormous hot mess everything is right now because I'm moving everything from my home to the studio and, setting all that up. So all my bowls are displaced right now. But they keep banging into each other. And I think it's to keep me calm. So all good in the hood. But yeah, the frequencies, the vibrations, the tones, they vary, and that's me playing them, me receiving, which is my favorite thing ever. I have told the story a million times where I have been in sound baths where I have absolutely left my body. And again, I don't know if that sounds crazy or not. It depends on the circles you're in. For some people, they're like, oh, is that all? And then other people, they're like, that sounds weird. But I really have had some amazing experiences just with sound, with nothing else. So it's all over for me. It's constant. How about you?
Yeah, well, of course, cacao ceremonies, we have playlists and um, my you've been on my magic bed in my treatment room that that's been a part of my healing practice for I don't even know how many years now, probably at
Okay,
least
but
10.
tell people about the magic bed. What makes the bed magic? Like, do that detail.
So the bed itself is a regular massage table, but it has two speakers that are attached underneath it that are connected to this box that was designed by here we have someone else testifying to the bed. Hi
Yes.
Ben, thanks for tuning in. And but the the tech component of it was like designed by scientists that have like backgrounds and NASA and for the government and whatever. So there is, I'll just, like me, the non techie person, I might be like not even saying things right, but it has a computer chip in there that cycles through all of the healing frequencies. And then it also connects to music. So uh, everything is affected by this technology box that so then when the music and the frequencies come through the table, I always say, like, even if I don't do anything to help you, like my table will heal you because of the frequencies coming through it. But it really is a magical experience laying on that bed. And what else like is so interesting to me is like the music that shows up for people, like um I used Pandora for years and years on there, and like one person would lay on there and like all of a sudden it's all like Asian music, and the person laying on the bed is an acupuncturist, and I'm like, I never hear Asian music, but here an acupuncturist lays on the bed and the music is all Asian. And like there was never Middle Eastern music on the bed. And one day this person is laying on there and all of a sudden there's all this Middle Eastern music coming on. Where is this coming from? And I have one woman, every time she lays on the bed, it's all water music. And like
Mm.
this is just random playing music. And it's, the spirit is working through um Pandora to play your personal playlist while you lay on the bed.
Isn't that
But
amazing? And there's no
music can
coincidences. I love that.
um so that's one side of music being in my world. And last week I shared my story about singing the water song in the sweat lodge. And I'll also have Graciela, I'm my next song I'm going to learn is the cacao song,
Oh
so I
boy.
can sing it at cacao ceremonies.
Love it.
And then we were talking about chakra class. I have so next month's chakra class is going to be toning, and um, it's not the traditional sounds that go with the chakras. These are somebody else's sounds, but my buddy Doris and I played with them, and we were both just blown away by the experience of these sounds and what you experience in your body when they're playing. And what I will say is, I know some people are like, no, I don't sing in public. I don't want anybody to hear me. But this class is not about singing at all. Like, you don't have to have a good voice to have an amazing experience of it. And we're all just going to be like making these sounds together. And so no one's really going to hear like whose voice is that. You're mostly hearing and experience. It's not so much about like what does this sound like, but what does this sound create within me. And yeah, I'm really looking forward to that class next month. So if you
It
want to
sounds exciting.
add some chanting into your life and see what that's like, come join us.
I think it's awesome. And you're right. You can totally hide your voice if you want to hide your voice. But man, once you get going and you find that nice little groove, it really does feel so good. If you look at Tibetan monks, you know, all of that, they're sitting there just chanting over and over and over and over again. And it's that hum, and it's the different sounds from different parts of the, you know, throat and mouth and whatnot. And I don't know, there's just so much there to explore. You could do a 10-year deep dive into all of that.
Yeah. Well, and it's all frequency, and like we know how frequency affects water, and we're 70 to 80% water. So um it makes total sense to be using sound to heal and meditate and connect us with spirit. So if you haven't tried it, give it a try.
And you can also just fit it simply, you know, there's a million apps for all of that. So you could definitely look all that stuff up. And also you could just put on, you know, Pandora, YouTube, any one of those streaming services, find something that feels good to you, and then put it on in the car, you know. When I was used to sit in I-95 traffic at 5 o'clock, I used to have to put on what was it? DJ Laz, Traffic Jams, you know, something like that to get through the traffic. Yeah, there's different parts of your drive that might need that little bit of, you know, slowing down, relaxation, and why not do it at the same time? You know, there's
Absolutely.
no one says you have to be sitting in the most perfect spot in your most perfect house with your most perfect bench and your most perfect quiet, you know. It might just be, you know, while your cat's walking around you.
Yeah, I grew a tail. I grew a
You have
tail.
a tail. You guys have to see this
It's my
video.
second tail. Um, Another really cool thing for people to look for in music, like you'll find a lot of music that has the frequencies embedded in them. So like, you know, 528 is the frequency of love. You can find music that has that frequency embedded in it. And so it's like music therapy, it's treating you on a frequency level, not just you know, there's like the auditory enjoyment of music and how it, you know, lifts your mood and spirit, but like from a scientific standpoint, you can use it to actually, you know, change the vibrational frequency of your body and create healing in it. So there's
Totally. And then putting it together, you know, combining it with other things, right? Like I love my Shakti mat, you know, it's those, it's like a little 3-foot mat with the little spikes on them, and you lay down, and that with music together, like, oh my gosh, my inside, outside, my whole body changes, everything, body, mind, soul.
I love it.
Well, Thanksgiving this week.
Yeah, I'm
I hope
say again.
you're taking a couple days off, I hope.
Trying, not happening. So you know, I thought I had my schedule blocked off so nobody could book on Thanksgiving. And then all of a sudden somebody booked on Thanksgiving. And I did try to get them to move, but this person, she was like, no, I'm just so excited I could get an appointment because it's the only day I can come in, and because of her schedule. And she's also her goal is to compete in powerlifting in the next Olympics. And I'm like, how can I say no to her? Like she has like this massive plan, and I get to support her how she needs, you know, like
There you go.
one day, like I'll see her competing there, winning the gold medal at the Olympics, and I can be like, I helped get her there.
There you
But
go.
so yes, I am doing one healing session on Thanksgiving, but I am taking the rest of the day off and spending it with my. So for those who don't know, I was an exchange student to Venezuela back in 1986, and so my host mom is here visiting her daughter, who lives nearby. And so, you know, she comes once, maybe twice a year to visit her from Spain. And so it's an opportunity to go spend time with them. But I'm also a little disappointed because this is a completely non-American Thanksgiving. They're not having turkey. There's no stuffing. There's no gravy, mashed potatoes, green bean like all the things I just love. And then I'm like, can I bring pumpkin pie? And they're all like, ooh, none of us like pumpkin pie. Don't bring pumpkin pie. And I'm like, All right. I'm gonna have to find a different thing, because it's like as an American growing up, like you just want to have that meal like just once a year. Like
That's so funny. Yeah,
so
I hear you. I hear you.
if somebody's
There's
out there and makes a fantastic meal and they've got leftovers and they want to pack up a meal for me, I'm all about it.
you're receiving. You're receiving. I was gonna say there's no rules about pumpkin pie. You could buy your own and eat it yourself over the course of a week. There's no rules about that.
See, that is the problem. Like, I wanted to get the pumpkin pie and then have it to share with people. Because if I get a pumpkin pie, like, then,
Can I let you in on a secret? As a Hispanic woman, I hate pumpkin pie.
what is
Yeah.
wrong with you?
Ew.
Like, I hate pumpkin spice latte. Like, don't put
Now
weird
see,
flavors in my coffee. But anything pumpkin pie, pumpkin cake, pumpkin bars, pumpkin scones, like all of that, I want it.
I think it must be a texture thing because I love pumpkin everything. Do not like pumpkin pie. I like pecan pie. That I do like. But yeah, pumpkin pie, no.
And pecan pie, I don't know if they're listening out there, but Trent was like, I gotta have a pecan pie. So he's actually making a pecan pie for us to take with
Ooh,
us.
nice.
I don't know if they like that or not, but I'm not even gonna ask. It's just we're just bringing it. So, and if they don't like it, Trent will be very happy to bring the rest of it
And
home.
you take it back, and that's okay. Well, I hope you have a wonderful, wonderful holiday. I hope you relax a little bit. And same for all of our beautiful listeners. I know gratitude is built into the holiday with all its complexities and realities of, where it came from and what happened and all of that. And I personally would encourage everyone to really look at all sides of what Thanksgiving is and means to all of our friends in all other cultures as well, and find a way to make it your own. Find a way to make it filled with love and friendship and family and gratitude and all the good things.
Absolutely. So, happy Thanksgiving, everyone. Have a magical holiday.